right, heading on to our next coach, the head coach of the 5-0 Charleston Southern Buccaneers, Jamey Chadwell. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Mark. How are you guys?
We're fine. Congratulations to the Bucs on the great win at Appalachian State over the weekend. Returning home, kind of a homecoming for the team as well as pseudo for you, hosting your old team, North Greenville. Open up, talk about the victory over the Mountaineers, and then we'll take your thoughts on North Greenville, and then we'll go into any questions.
Okay, it was a fantastic atmosphere there in Boone last Saturday. I think close to 30,000 people. Obviously, the game came down to the wire there in the fourth quarter, and our team played really well the whole game. Special teams, offense, defense. We were able to keep the ball almost, I think, right at 42 minutes, keep it away from their offense, and our defense really played well in the second half, forcing a couple of fourth down stops, and we had obviously an injury there towards the end of the game with our quarterback, and our backup, Danny Krogan, came off the bench and threw a great play to give us a touchdown there at the end. And probably our most complete game of the year, just the way we played and just the excitement of it and atmosphere we were in. So it was a huge win for our program, and really proud of the way our guys persevered through the game. And then coming back home, we feel like we've been on the road forever. So glad to be back, be able to sleep in our own beds for the first time in a while. And then obviously playing against a team that we all know pretty well. A lot of our staff, coaches at North Greenville, got guys that played there. It gave me my first start as a head job, so got a lot of love for their institution and respect for what they do. And so I know they're coming down here with a good football team and coming down to try to get a victory. So it's going to be a big challenge for us coming off the win. And people think it probably shouldn't have won that game. And how are we going to respond with our team and the growth that we're making our program? We got to be ready to go to make sure we can find a way to get another W this weekend.
Thank you, Coach. This time we'll take questions for Charleston Southern head coach Jamey Chadwell. To ask a question, please press *1 on your phone at any time, or click the Q&A link near the top of your browser, and click raise hand if you join us via the web. Questions for Charleston Southern head coach Jamey Chadwell. Hey, Coach, first question for you is from Jeff Hartzell of the Post and Courier.
Hey, JB, how are you?
I'm good, Jeff. How you doing?
Doing well. It looked like you had a little crowd there to meet the bus Saturday night. What was that like, and what's the buzz on campus?
I tell you, Jeff, it was pretty special. We were driving back. We got word. They asked me, say, "Hey, Coach, what time are we getting back?" I said, I don't know. And we got word that the community, people on campus, wanted to greet us when we came back, and it was a pretty special night. Our kids really appreciated the people coming out. I think we got back about 12:30, and we had a good crowd there to welcome us back with signs and a bunch of different things. And there's a great buzz on our campus right now for football and just what we've been doing. Obviously, when you beat an App State, because they're so recognized, I think people, even on your own community or campus, start taking you a little bit more seriously. And I think we're going to expect a packed crowd this Saturday for the game. It's our first home game in a while. But there's a lot of excitement about what's going on, and we're trying to continue to build on that. We don't want to let them down, so we got a lot of pressure on ourselves.
You mentioned the injury to Malcolm Dixon. What's his situation this week, and is Danny Krogan ready to step in?
We're waiting on an MRI result right now for Malcolm before we know the significance of his injury. Right now, going forward, Danny, our plan is Danny to play for us until Malcolm comes back. We feel good about Danny and what he brings to the table. First and foremost, he's a winner. He knows how to get things done. He's not going to wow you with his athletic prowess, or he's not got the strongest arm out there, but he's just got something about him that it's harder to find as a quarterback position. He's got an it factor, and our offense and our defense believe in him and what he can do, because he's performed well in our preseason, and even during practice he's been getting a lot of reps lately. And so we feel good about him and what we can do. It changes this obviously a little bit because you have to change the strengths of who your quarterback is. And he's a little different than Malcolm in some areas, so we'll have to change some things. But we feel good about what he can do for us and believe him 100%.
Can you talk about what Christian Reyes has meant? It seems to me over the recent years that bell cow running back has been something Charleston Southern has been looking for. What has he meant to you guys?
Jeff, he's been tremendous, and we we got here, he was signed as a mid-year guy right before I got here at the job. And to be truthful with you, in the spring, he just had a so-so spring. You know, we were like, okay, we don't. You know, I don't know what this guy's going to be about, because we felt like we had a couple guys there, you know, Teddy Allen and some of those that had played quite a bit. But this summer, he just made a total transformation of his commitment to the level of football. And I think he finally got comfortable being out here on the East Coast, being from the West Coast. I think it took him a while to get comfortable. He's been unbelievable. On the field, obviously, the way he's carried, you saw the bell coming. We gave him the ball 34 times last week. We didn't know we gave him that many, but he probably could have ran it 20 more times. I mean, he was full speed the whole time. I mean, there was no stopping him, and he's unbelievable with his balance. He's not the fastest guy out there, but he just finds a way to make cuts, and just the balance he has around the football. He never goes backwards, and so on that, it's been tremendous. But what he's done off the field to really give our young offensive line just some confidence. Hey guys, you just give me a little hole, I'm gonna find a way. And they just feed off of him. They know with him back there that we got a chance to move the chains and find a way to win. And to be able to get voted the captain in the short amount of time that he's been here, I think that speaks volumes to him. And he's one of our team leaders, obviously for good reason. And everything he's gotten, he's earned. And pleased for him and his family and what he's done in the first 5 games of this year.
One last question for you. You know, North Greenville is the place where you kind of establish yourself as a head coach, and I think they've got a pretty good team. They beat BMI by a couple of touchdowns. I think they're 4-0. Is that right?
They are, yes, sir.
Let's talk about, you know, facing those guys this weekend.
You know, it's going to be obviously an emotional time. Most of the kids, a lot of the kids that are playing for them are guys that were there when, you know, our coaching staff was still there. There's a lot of seniors, juniors that are playing, and so you know those guys, you know what they're about, you know their strengths, you know their weaknesses, and the thing that I know about them is I know they love to play. They're going to come down here believing that they're going to win the game, believing that they can win the game, and they're not going to quit. They're not going to give up. And so for us, we've got to be able to match that same intensity that they're going to bring down. You know, and I have a lot of, and so does our staff, the guys that play there. I have a lot of love and respect for North Greenville and what that place meant to me personally and our staff and our families. It was a great time in our life, and so we're happy to be obviously Buccaneers now. But it'll be interesting seeing those guys on the opposite side of the sideline for the first time. You know, a lot of those guys that you got close to and that you consider family. And so it'll be a big challenge for us. I know our team will be ready to play just because of being the first time back from home. But it's not a pushover. They're undefeated. They're playing well, and they're finding a way. They're moving the ball up and down the field, their quarterback, and making plays. So it's a tough game for us, and we got to come ready to play. If we don't, they'll lay it on us.
All right, Jamey. Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. And Coach, the next question for you is from Matt Hogue of the Chanticleer Sports Network.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations on the win.
Hey, thanks, Matt. Appreciate you.
Is that the biggest win in Charleston Southern history?
We had the conference championship win there. In 2005, obviously over Coastal. I think it's a big win. I think if you look at it from just the perspective of the program and probably what App State means nationally and how relevant they are, I would say yes. It was a big win, obviously for us, just because the way our approach is, it was the next one, and I think it validates some of the things that we're doing. I've not really put a lot of thought into it. I think somebody else asked me that question, and obviously the other biggest one is win that conference championship. So it was big, and it was huge, and it was something I think that we can look back on, hopefully in the next 2 or 3 years, and say that was one of the points that really got our program going in the direction we wanted to go. But it was just because of the atmosphere and them beating Michigan and national championships and all those things, it was obviously a big win.
Yeah, not too many teams go there and win, period. I don't care who you are. You guys just added a game with Colorado. Kind of talk us through what that process was.
Well, it was really, some divine intervention, to be truthful with you, with the flood that happened out there with them and Fresno, and they needed obviously another game. Not that we did, but we were about the only team that had an open date when they were looking, and it came to our attention there was an opportunity there, and that fits in line with what we've been trying to do, a program, a plan, schools from the Big Six conferences, so to speak. It helps with us get our brand out. Obviously, it's going to help us financially, and the plans that we have for a program, the things that we're trying to prove, upgrade facilities and different things. So I think it was a win-win for both institutions. It gives us a chance to go play a Pac-12 school that we've never played before. Give our kids another chance to play against a big opponent, and then I think down the road really help our program be consistent in what we're trying to become.
Again, congratulations on the win, and good luck this week.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Matt. And Coach, that's all the questions that we have for you. We appreciate you joining us. Again, congrats on the victory, and good luck Saturday against North Greenville.
Appreciate y'all very much. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Coach.